Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, we discussed about concept learning. What is concept? Where you need this kind of learning. So, in concept learning, we came across one algorithm, Findes algorithm. So, this was our data set. This is the Enjoy Sport data set. Wherein, yeah, yesterday, like as we discussed, concept learning. If you have a boolean valued target function, that is, if you want to classify something as yes or no, true or false, then we can make use of this concept learning technique. So Finder's algorithm we used for this particular data set. In this data set, we had six attributes and one class, that is enjoy sport, whether it is true or false. Based on these six attributes, we are going to find out whether anyone can enjoy that water sport or not. Okay, six attributes are there. Six features or attributes, and they have got its own values. So we have applied Finder's algorithm, and finally we got one hypothesis. So that hypothesis, using that hypothesis for new unseen data, we can say whether that person will enjoy the water sport or not. All right, that is the hypothesis we got. Hypothesis is nothing but its conjunction of these attributes, attribute values. Sunny and warm and normal and strong and warm and same conjunction. Okay, it consists of hypothesis consists of all the six attribute values, and we have got a specific hypothesis. Find most specific hypothesis. Find S itself indicates specific hypothesis. So using find S algorithm, we got one hypothesis. What we can do with that hypothesis is using that hypothesis, we can find out based on the six attribute values, we can find out whether enjoy sport is true or false, yes or no. You can enjoy the sport or not. So that is what we did yesterday. Uh, yeah, hypothesis, how to write the hypothesis. If there are question marks in the hypothesis, that question mark indicates it will accept any value. In the attribute value field, question mark is there means if I put question mark in the first field, here in the first field, it will accept the value either sunny, rainy, or cloud. Any of the values are accepted at this place wherever question mark is there. That is, if the sky is any of these three conditions, and next one more condition, and next, like that. So question mark indicates any value for that particular attribute. This phi indicates it will not accept any value. It will accept any value. It will not accept anything. Is it clear? So phi indicates nothing. So this all null. This is most specific hypothesis. This is most general hypothesis. If this is the final hypothesis, then for everything it will say enjoy sport is true. If this is the final hypothesis, for everything it will say enjoy sport is false. Have you understood the difference? This is most general hypothesis wherein it will accept any value, any attribute value. This is most specific hypothesis wherein it will not accept any single value of the attribute. And also we saw general to specific ordering of hypothesis. Uh, in this H1, H2, and H3, you can easily say that H3 is more general than H2. H2 is more general than H1. Because H3 will classify more examples as positive, H2 will classify more examples as positive compared to H1. In H1, two fields, two constraints are there. sky has to be sunny, wind has to be strong. So these two constraints are there. Here, only one constraint is there in our hypothesis. Here, none of the constraints are there. So H3 is more general than H2. H2 is more general than H1. So this was the Findes algorithm. In Findes algorithm, we always used to start with the most specific hypothesis. So Findes algorithm aim is to find the specific hypothesis. Okay, that it's for our given data set. What is the hypothesis which is maximally specific? That is the aim of Findes algorithm. And in Findes algorithm, always keep one thing in mind. We only consider positive example, true cases. Findes will never consider a negative example. In training examples, it always considers positive examples. In our data set itself, we had 4 examples, 3 positive and 1 negative, but Findes considered only positive examples. So Findes starts like this. Initially, everything will be null hypothesis. So this is the hypothesis. We are trying to find out one hypothesis. So initially it will be null. Once you scan the first example, hypothesis will change as follows. Okay. Next, second example, when you scan the second example, hypothesis will change like this. Third example, is no. So will not hypothesis will not change. It will remain as it is. Fourth example is yes again. So this is the final hypothesis. So this is the final hypothesis. See, when you see that hypothesis, what you'll understand. See, I got one hypothesis for this given data set, and that hypothesis is saying if the sky is sunny, air temperature is warm, and humidity, question mark is there. In the place of humidity, question mark is there. That means humidity can be normal or high. Okay, question mark indicates it can be a normal or high. And then wind. Wind I have specified, it has to be strong. Okay, 3 fields it is specified. That is sky has to be sunny, air temperature has to be warm, wind has to be strong. Humidity it can be any value, water it can be warm or cold, forecast it can be same or different. Question mark indicates it will accept any value. So this is the hypothesis we got from the Findes algorithm for the given data set. And yeah, see here is one more example. If you apply Findes for this data set, what hypothesis are you going to get? Here we have 4 features, okay, or 5. 5 features are there. Example classification is positive or negative. See, I will not apply Findes now for this algorithm. We shall see that later. Okay. Today I will discuss one more algorithm. For that reason, a lot of features are there in Findes algorithm. That also I will explain later, or just I will tell. See, one thing is not sure in Findes whether you have got the correct hypothesis or not. That is that the final hypothesis or whether it covers all the examples. It is not clear. And if the data is noisy or error, if the data has error, then again Findes will not work. And why specific hypothesis? The question is why only maximally specific hypothesis? That notion itself, that assumption itself is actually not correct. And there may be some other maximally specific hypothesis that also we don't know. So these are the few drawbacks of Findes algorithm. Again, in the exam, they will ask you to solve one, find out one hypothesis using Findes algorithm. They will ask you to explain the algorithm, and they will ask you to explain the issues in Findes algorithm. Okay. Before going to the next algorithm, we'll talk about one more concept called as version space. Version space. What is version space? A hypothesis H is consistent with a set of training examples D If h of x is equal to c of x for each example x comma c of x in D. See, certain things we have to always remember. Small x means training example, one training example. Capital X means set of all training examples. Uh, okay. Uh, capital D means set of all training examples. And h of x means hypothesis of that particular example. H of x is equal to C of x. See, x is that particular training instance. C of x is the output of the training instance. Okay, if you're in first example, in the given data set, C of x of first example is 1, that is positive, true. H of x means you have a hypothesis and what result that hypothesis will give for this example. If the hypothesis is saying enjoy sport is true, and in the training example also, if in that column, if true is there, then we will say that that particular hypothesis is consistent with this training example. Okay, consistent. When I say consistent word, that hypothesis is consistent with this training example. With that particular training example means our hypothesis is giving the same result as it is there in the training example. So we can say that that hypothesis is consistent with this training example. Similarly, see, not just one hypothesis. For a given data set, there will be many hypotheses which are consistent with a given data set. Okay, in the FindS, we got only one hypothesis, but that is not true. We will have many number of hypotheses for the given data set, which will be consistent with a given data set. So that collection of data set hypothesis, we call it as version space. See, capital H indicates all the hypotheses that are possible for the data set. But version space says that the hypotheses which are consistent with all the training examples. Okay, positive example, it has to classify as positive, negative example, it has to classify as negative. So that is version space. Version space consists of all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. If 5 hypotheses are there in the version space, all 5 hypotheses must be consistent with all 4 training data. Positive example, it has to classify as positive. Negative example, it has to classify as negative. That is version space. Okay, version space denoted by VS. H comma D means H is set of all hypotheses. Capital D is set of all examples. With respect to hypothesis space H and training example D is the subset of hypothesis from H. Okay, capital H is the set of all hypotheses. It may be consistent or inconsistent. Okay, so version space is nothing but subset of H. Okay, version space is equal to H belongs to, as I said, small h that belongs to capital H, but this H has to be consistent with all the data, all the examples. Okay, that is version space. Okay, with respect to version space, there is one more algorithm, list then eliminate algorithm. See, this also might be asked in exam as a short notes. Version space. Version space is nothing but a list containing every hypothesis in H. Okay, first store all the possible hypotheses in version space, and then you have to check for consistency. For each training example x comma c of x, remove from version space any hypothesis H for which h of x is not equal to c of x. That is inconsistent hypothesis. I will go on removing from this version space. Okay, now version space has got all the hypotheses. In this, all the hypotheses, inconsistent hypothesis, I will go on removing. So finally, whatever is there, only consistent hypothesis is there. So that is nothing but our version space. Okay, list then algorithm, it will try to find out all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. Or you can say List-Then algorithm can be used to create the version space for the given training data. See, in Findes algorithm, for those four data set, uh, you got only one hypothesis. All right. Now, sample version space for the same data set. You can see here, so many hypotheses are there. This is H0, H1, H2, H3, H4, and H5. So 6 hypotheses are possible for the same data set. Okay. They are they are present in version space means all these 6 hypotheses are consistent with that 4 training examples. Okay. So that is version space. So see, not just these hypotheses, okay, lot of hypotheses are there, but only these 6 are consistent with the given training data. Yeah, when we talk about version space, we talk about two things, that is general boundary and specific boundary. The general boundary G with respect to hypothesis space H and training data D is the set of maximally general members of H consistent with D. Okay, general G means you can see here, this is a general boundary. It consists of all the hypotheses which are maximally general. You can see all 5 question marks are there. Here also all question marks are there. 2 constraints are there. Maximally general, set of all maximally general hypotheses will make the general boundary. And then specific boundary, one more boundary. The specific boundary, yes, with respect to hypothesis space H and training data D is set of minimally general or maximally specific members of H consistent with D. You can see here specific boundary, there is only one hypothesis here. So G maximally general hypothesis, yes, minimally general or maximally specific hypothesis consistent with the given data set. So once you get the specific boundary and general boundary, in between these two boundaries, lot of hypotheses will be there. Okay, so using them, you can create the version space. So when we talk about version space, to arrive at version space, we need specific boundary as well as general boundary. General specific boundary means maximally specific hypothesis. General boundary means maximally general hypothesis. So in between these two means, see here, one more hypothesis is there. Sunny, question mark, strong, question mark, question mark. So in between these two means this hypothesis, this general hypothesis is more general than this one. And this in between hypothesis is more general than yes. Okay, general to specific ordering should be there. These hypotheses should be more general than yes hypothesis. They should be less than general than G set of hypotheses. Okay, so this creates the version space. Once you get the version space indicates all the possible hypotheses that are consistent with our given data set. Okay, so this is already written here, but how to arrive at this hypothesis? See, version space, we understood like it has got all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. But how to arrive at this version space? How we'll get these are the hypotheses that are consistent with the training data. To arrive at this, to create the version space to get these hypotheses, we have one more algorithm called as candidate elimination algorithm. So aim of candidate elimination algorithm is it will create the version space. It will give us all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. In Findes, we were getting only one hypothesis, and we don't even know whether other hypothesis exist or not. That was the drawback of Findes algorithm. And it was not considering negative example, only positive examples it was considering. So it was not complete algorithm. So in find days, only one hypothesis you are getting, which was not enough. In candidate elimination, you'll get all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. To derive the version space, we have an algorithm called as candidate elimination algorithm. Okay, again, in the exam, either they will ask find as algorithm or they will ask you candidate elimination algorithm. They will give the data set, they will ask you to apply the algorithms and find out the version space or hypotheses that are consistent with the given training data. Okay, see candidate elimination algorithm. When you see this version space, okay, two things it is very clear. One thing is first you have to find out specific boundary. Next thing is you have to find out general boundary for the given data set. Specific boundary and general boundary. You can see here, initialize G to set off maximally general hypothesis in H. See, we have to start with the two boundaries, G and S. Initialize G to set off maximally general hypothesis in G, in H. To the set of maximally general hypothesis means all question marks. G will start with all question marks. S boundary. Initialize S to set of maximally specific. Here maximally general, here maximally specific. That is S consists of all null, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, algorithm starts with G and S boundary. And then for each training example D, okay, do these things. For each training example, we have to do the rest of the steps. Again, you can observe here, if D is a positive example, if D is a negative example. If it is positive, we'll do these steps. If it is negative, we'll do these steps. So in FindS, we are not considering negative example, but in candidate elimination, we are also considering negative example. Okay, FindS, if D is positive, if D is negative. So if D is positive, what are the things we are going to do? Remove from G any hypothesis inconsistent with D. Okay, any hypothesis that are inconsistent, you remove it from G. If it is not there, then go to S boundary. And if there are any inconsistent hypothesis, you remove it. And then add new hypothesis, which is consistent with that particular training example. Okay, if D is a positive example. See, we shall start with our data set itself. I will explain this algorithm while tracing it. Okay, S boundary and G boundary. Okay, S naught, all 5, 5, 5, 5, null. And G naught, general boundary, all question marks. Okay, algorithm starts with S naught and G naught. S naught, all null. G naught means all question marks. Okay, I will come to training example 1. This is the first training example. You can see here, positive example. When it is a positive example, we'll change only S naught. G naught is changed, not changed. G naught will become G1 and hypothesis will remain same. S naught will become S1. Okay, we will remove this 5, S naught. This is not needed because it is inconsistent. It will say that enjoy sport is false. So I will remove it. The new hypothesis will be this one. For first example, S1 will change from S0 to S1. We'll get this hypothesis. And we shall go to the second example. See, we are just tracing positive examples. For second example also, G0 will become G1. For first example, G1 will become G2. Again, there is no change here. All question marks are there. See, this hypothesis will say enjoy sport is true. So I will not change anything in G boundary. If you come to S1, okay, here it is normal. In S1, it is high water temperature. So this S1 is not consistent with this second example. We shall remove this S1. We'll write a new hypothesis S2. Wherein sunny, warm, we'll put question mark here because normal and high, two different values are there, question mark. and we have arrived at this hypothesis, S2. So this hypothesis, see, once you write this hypothesis, you have to check whether it is consistent with the previous example as well as new example. Yes, both these examples, this S2 hypothesis will say enjoy sport is true. Is it clear? When you are in a positive example, what you will do? When you come to negative example, okay, third example is a negative example. When you come to negative example, specific boundary will not change. S2 and S3, obviously this hypothesis will say the given example is negative. So will not alter this. This is final. But G2, if you see all question marks are there. All question marks means this negative example, it will say positive. So G2 will change to G3. G2 will change to G3. And it is saying, say, rainy. I am saying rainy. I don't want rainy. It has to be sunny. This has to be warm. And this field has to be same. These three hypotheses will say that enjoy sport is false. Okay. G2 has changed to G3. And we got three hypotheses. These three hypotheses together, they will say that enjoy sport is false. Now, all S3 and G3, we have set of hypotheses. If you compare to the training examples, they will classify them as true as well as false as expected. Then we go to the fourth example. When you come to the fourth example, G3 will change to G4. And one hypothesis we have removed here. This last hypothesis we have removed. Why? Because it is inconsistent. This hypothesis will say that enjoy sport is no, because we are saying last field has to be same, but in the last field change is there. So this hypothesis is inconsistent with the fourth example. So we'll remove this hypothesis. We'll go to G4. Okay, we'll go to G4. In G4, we got these two hypotheses. From S3, we'll come to S4 because warm and same is there. Warm and same, if these two fields are compulsory, then it will classify this example as negative. For that reason, we'll put question marks here. We'll come to S4, G4 and S4. We got these two boundaries. Now boundaries has changed from G4 and S4 for this fourth example. So we got the boundaries, specific boundary and general boundary using candidate elimination algorithm. Once you get the boundaries, you can write the in-between hypotheses which are consistent with the given training data. So specific boundary, we have one hypothesis. General boundary, we have two hypotheses. In between, there are three hypotheses. So this is the final version space we got using candidate elimination algorithm for the given training data. Is it clear? So in Finder's algorithm, when you applied Finder's algorithm, you got only one hypothesis. But when you apply candidate elimination algorithm, you got the version space itself. All right, version space. In this version space, you have 6 hypotheses, and all these 6 hypotheses are consistent with our training data. That is, this first hypothesis, it will classify positive as positive, negative as negative. When you come to this hypothesis, this will classify 3 as positive, 3 examples, 1 as negative. This hypothesis will classify the table accordingly. All these hypotheses will classify positive as positive and negative as negative. So we can say that all these 6 hypotheses are consistent with the given training data. Is it clear? Okay. Candidate elimination algorithm, it considers both positive example as well as negative example. It will help us to find out specific boundary as well as general boundary for the given data set. Once you get these two boundaries, we can easily write all the hypotheses that are present in between specific and general boundaries. Okay, again, there are certain challenges in candidate elimination algorithm. Drawbacks are there. We shall see one more example and you'll understand where it will work, where it will not work. Okay, this is the example that is given in the textbook. Again, in the next class for find days and candidate elimination algorithm, I will solve one more example. You will understand. And algorithm, it looks very big, complicated, but it is not that. Uh, See, if D is positive, whatever things you are doing, exactly opposite you have to do in if D is negative. So if you learn only this part of the algorithm, same thing you can write here. Here will alter S, here will alter G. Okay, it can be concluded like this. Okay, from if it is a negative example, from most general will come to most specific. If it is a positive example, from most specific, we will move towards most general. Okay, a simple summary of that algorithm. Is it clear? Very simple algorithm, but it looks lengthy, but it is not that complicated. It's a simple algorithm. Is it clear? Candidate elimination algorithm. In the next class, we shall see the same algorithm with one more example. And yeah, I will the solved examples and all I will share in the classroom. You can just refer them. You can practice these problems. Definitely, you will get question on find days as well as on candidate elimination algorithm in your exam. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.